One of the drawbacks of Twitter's 140-character all-text limitation is that you can't share photos on Twitter or other media on Twitter. But the folks at TwitPic have solved this problem by building a website that makes it easy to add your pictures to the internet and post links to them on Twitter. We're seeing an example of this right here. On our homepage, Lisa King has put in a picture from TwitPic, and I know it's from TwitPic because it says right here TwitPic, and also the URL, which is a link to the picture, starts off with TwitPic. So she's saying that this is the biggest printer she's ever seen. Let's check it out. You just point to it, click it, and let's see what it says. And that is a pretty big printer. So this is an example of how you can put pictures in your Twitter stream using TwitPic. TwitPic works two different ways. Let's go to the TwitPic site, which is twitpic.com. And this is the TwitPic homepage. We're not logged in yet. And what you'll see here is that it's showing pictures as they are posted to TwitPic. They'll come up in this window here. The first thing you need to do is log in using your Twitter name and password. TwitPic is tied to Twitter by your username and password, so it uses the same one. You don't need a separate account. So we'll type that in. And if you want TwitPic to remember you, just turn on that checkbox and before you click login. But remember, don't do that on a computer that's in a public place like a library or whatever, because then other people would be able to access your TwitPic and Twitter accounts. So I'm going to leave that turned on, click login. Firefox asks if I want to remember the password. I'll remember it now because this is my computer, not a public computer. To upload a picture to TwitPic, you click Upload Photo. And you have a little form here that you can fill out to provide information about the photo. It's 3 easy steps, and you can actually skip 2 of them if you'd like. The first step here is to find the image. So now this is assuming that you've already got a GIF, JPEG, or PNG image on your computer, and you want to put this on TwitPic. And we happen to have one of those. So I'm going to click Browse. And then inside the exercise files, I'm just going to use this picture here that we used for one of the other videos. It's a picture of a helicopter parked on the side of the road. So I'm going to click that. And again, if you don't have the exercise files, you can use any picture that you've got that you want to make public. Make sure it's something you're not going to be embarrassed to show. And click Open. Then you could put information about the picture. You could say where the picture was taken. I happen to know that this was taken in Marble Canyon, Arizona. So I'll type that in. It likes to have addresses. If you put in an address, it will map that to the exact address. I don't know the address of exactly where this was taken, so I'll just say Marble Canyon, Arizona, and that should be enough. And then I could put in tags about this that would help people find it if they're searching from tags. So I know it's a helicopter, and I know that there's some red rocks behind it, and I know that it's cloudy. So I'll just put those things in there. The last thing you can do is put in a message that goes with the picture. We saw that in the example we saw earlier, the description for the picture was, "This is the biggest printer I ever saw." That was a really great description because it made you want to go check it out. You wanted to see the big printer. So you might want to do that in your message with your pictures just so that people know what it's all about and they can decide whether or not they want to click it. Don't lie to them to try to lure them into seeing something boring though, because that's really not fair. So I'm just going to type in helicopter on the side of the road. Now, if you only want to upload the photo and not post it to your Twitter profile, you would turn on this checkbox. But what we want to do is put it on our Twitter profile. We want to actually make a tweet that has this link in it. So once you do all that, click Post It. The photo gets uploaded to TwitPic. You should probably try not to make the photos very, very large because then it'll take a long time for you to upload it. Plus, it will take a long time for people to view a larger size. What TwitPic will do is it will downsize the image for you, and it'll actually have 2 different sizes of the image. Actually, 3 different sizes, including a thumbnail. Okay, when it's done, you have 2 options. You can either view the photo or you can view your Twitter status for the photo, and we'll do both. So I'm just going to right-click on this and open each one in a new tab. And then we'll look at those tabs. So here's what the photo looks like on TwitPic. And here's what the update would look like on Twitter. This is the actual update page. If I go to my home page, I'm going to see it right here. So people who are following me would see this update. They'd want to see a picture of a helicopter on the side of the road, maybe. So they'd click this and then they would see that picture. Now there is another way to add photos to TwitPic. You can also send them as attachments in email messages, and you can do this from your computer or from your cell phone if your cell phone has the ability to take pictures and send pictures as email attachments. We're just going to try this though from a Gmail account as a simpler way to do it, but it pretty much works the same from a cell phone. The first thing though that you need to do is you need to get a secret address to send this to. So I'm going to go back to the TwitPic site. Remember, we had just sent the picture, and I'm going to go to Settings. And what this is telling us here is that this is the address that we would send the pictures to. If you're doing this from your cell phone, you probably want to add this to your address book on your cell phone. And the same goes if you plan on doing this from your computer a lot, sending it by email from your computer. The one thing you want to remember is that TwitPic doesn't know your phone number and it's not connected to Twitter in any other way. So this particular information, especially the number, should be kept private. If someone else has this number, they would be able to send pictures to your account, and that might not be what you want to do. This is the information I want. I'm just going to copy and paste it for now. So I've selected it. I'm going to press Control-C, would be Command-C on a Mac to copy it, and I've copied it to the clipboard. And I'm going to go up to Gmail, which I already have open, and I'm going to create a new message. And I'm going to send that, press Control-V or Command-V on a Mac, to TwitPic using that special address I just got. And the subject line, whether you do this from your email program on your computer or from your cell phone, the subject line is the description. So you're just going to put a description in here. You're not going to put it down in the body of the message. It just goes up here. So you want to keep it short and sweet. And I'll just type in helicopter at Marble Canyon. We're going to use the same picture. I'm going to actually go back and delete one of these later. I don't want duplicates in my Twitter stream, but I've put a different title on it so that we can see it's going to be a different message. So you want to attach a file. I'm going to use the same picture. Click Open. It'll upload this to your mail program. In this case, it's Gmail, and then I can see that it's been attached. If you were doing this from your cell phone, what you would do is you would probably take the picture with your cell phone, and then instead of just saving it, you would send it as an email message attachment. And then in the subject line of that from your cell phone, you would just type this in. It works exactly the same way. So I've got it all done. I'm not putting anything down here. If you put anything down here, it won't go, so it's not even worth it. And I'll click Send. And I'll say OK without text in the body. And now it's been sent. And if we go back to Twitter and refresh, and the image is added to your Twitter timeline. If you click the link, it'll show you that image. Another great feature of TwitPic is the ability to comment on any photo that appears there. So for example, the first one that we've uploaded here, if we wanted to, we could comment on this by entering a comment down here in the comments box. If we comment on our picture or somebody else's picture, the comments are automatically sent as an @reply on Twitter to the person who posted the photo, along with a link to the photo. This makes it really easy to start conversations about a picture that's been sent to TwitPic right on Twitter. So as you can see, TwitPic makes it easy to share photos with the people who you follow on Twitter. Not only can you send them from the TwitPic website, but you can also send them from email on your computer or mobile phone. And as I discussed in the video about Twirl and TweetDeck, some third-party Twitter clients also support TwitPic for sharing photos on Twitter. So what are you waiting for? Start adding a few photos to your Twitter stream.